So what's your name for our viewers?
My name's Andy Huston. I'm a corn and soybean producer in Warren County, Illinois.
And how long have you been get the sun? How long have you been a farmer for?
Actually, I started in '92, but our family's been here since the 1860s.
Wow, here in Warren County?
Yeah, I'm sixth generation, so
Wow.
we've been here a long time. Back down the road where I live, that was a family farm.
So, tell me about how many acres of each crop do you have?
Right now we have just a little over 1,000 acres of corn and a little over 1,000 acres of soybeans.
And so, can you tell me a little bit about basically the recent tariffs and how it'll affect how it affects soybean trade?
The way with the global corn and soybeans being a global market commodity, when China implemented the tariffs on our soybeans, in order for us to compete price-wise with South America and other countries that export other than the U.S., it's basically taken about 20% of the value of soybeans. So what beans were around $10 and now they're around $8. So it's been pretty extreme to us.
So, in total, like, based on how much acreage you have, if that was the amount you were losing per bushel, how would that calculate? Just to give people a greater idea.
We probably lost over all of our acres. It would probably be somewhere in the $100,000 to $150,000.
Wow, just for this year alone, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So, is there anything you can do as a farmer in this situation, or
There's
just
not
have to
really
wait
a
it
lot
out?
that we can do. This is a type of risk management that it's hard to foresee. The tariffs, when they started talking about putting the tariffs on our soybeans back in February, March time frame, a lot of people had anticipated they weren't going to be implemented till first week in July. So a lot of people were somewhat anticipating that the political stuff would have gotten taken care of by then. So, and we started seeing the price reduction happen about a week or two before the tariffs were actually implemented. There was a pretty significant drop in commodity prices with corn and soybeans.
And so, are you aware of the Soybean Association?
No, I'm
okay.
a Farm Bureau member.
Oh, okay. So on the Farm Bureau, what's kind of been the conversation going around?
I haven't really.
Oh, okay. That's all right. And yeah, tell me about corn. It's also dropped in value, but not because of tariffs. So
Part of it, all commodities seem to follow each other on the Board of Trade.
okay.
So if one of them shows weakness, then that will usually have an impact on the other commodities. Corn, wheat, soybeans, all kind of follow the same trends.
Yeah.
Corn, we have a pretty good surplus of corn coming in because we're going to start harvest probably in the next 6 weeks. So, and there's still a lot of corn left over from last year. So that has kind of has a bearing on prices that we got going on right now.
And also it'll have a bearing on the percentage you plan to, once you get to February around then, it'll have a bearing on the percentage of crops you produce.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of people, a lot of times in February, that's when South American crop is starting to mature, and it gives us an idea of what they're going to have, and that can influence what we plant up here. If they have a bad soybean year, that can affect our prices, make soybeans worth more, so people try to plant more soybeans. So there's just a lot of variables, and you have to be flexible.
And you mentioned when I was talking with you on the phone about how it's more that you have to lower the prices to be competitive with other countries.
Yeah.
So can you explain that again?
Basically, the way China's put a tariff on our soybeans in retaliation to some of the tariffs that the administration put on them.
Mm-hmm.
So this is payback for, and the farmers are kind of got caught in the middle. So basically what China's doing is, if we bring in a bushel of soybeans, I don't know exactly how much the tariff is, but let's say that by the time you get to China with our soybeans, if the importer costs them $10, they might have to pay another $2 on top of that to get the soybeans into the country.
Right.
So, but they can get soybeans from Brazil, have them shipped in for $10, and they don't have to pay the $2 tariff. So in order for our beans to be the same cost as the Brazilian beans, we have to sell them to China for $8 to counteract the price of the tariffs that China's put on it, and the Brazilians don't have to worry about that. So for our beans to cost the same amount as a bushel of Brazilian beans, we have to reduce our price by $2, or
Right.
That's pretty much where we're at. I don't know exactly what the tariffs are, what they put on, but I know that's how much it's cost us since the tariffs were implemented.